Good afternoon. 20 minutes is not enough. I've got a very simple task, I think, to cover a very interesting topic that we deal with in the SMME space. SMMEs are the backbone of South Africa's and Africa's economies. Accounting for over 90% of all businesses and contributing significantly to GDP and employment. I think this is an opening statement to give context. In South Africa alone, SMMEs provide approximately 60% of all jobs. However, the escalating threat of cyber attacks and data breaches poses a serious risk to their growth and sustainability. Cybercrime costs the African continent an estimated of $4 billion annually, with South African businesses being particularly vulnerable due to increasing digital adaptation. If we look at Africa, South Africa, I think, is leading in the adaptation of the innovation and us moving into the 4IR and related. And I count 5IR, and in my space where we play, we prefer not to say 4 and 5, we just say emerging technology space because it is emerging technology space. So, if we look at South Africa, has got a POPIA Act, and it's important to have the regulations that already we have, like a few other countries in Africa. But it's important to have to be trusted by clients, especially for SMMEs, in that it assists them in building the customer trust by adopting tailored cybersecurity measures, which is where we're going. Africa's SMEs can protect their digital assets, enhance market confidence, and compete efficiently in the global economy. This proactive approach empowers businesses to unlock their full potential, fostering resilience, innovation, and inclusive growth across the continent. I think that gives the context of our discussion, and I'm going to go through because I've got 20 minutes. Normally, I would like to do this in 35 minutes. Thank you. Cybersecurity, why cybersecurity for SMMEs matters. As SMMEs, we've highlighted already the important role that they play in the different economies to make us do better and employ and get people employed. We need to have SMEs to adopt digital tools. They face increased vulnerability to cyber attacks, posing threats to their operational continuity and data integrity. Basically, SMEs play a vital role in driving Africa's economic growth, as we've said, contributing to over 80% of employment in many regions. But these are very threatened entrepreneurs as they progress through the digital transformation. Challenges in data security for African SMMEs. Infrastructure constraints is one of the critical elements. Many rural areas lack the reliable internet connectivity required for implementing robust digital security solutions. Economic pressures, balancing security investments with other operational expenses remain challenging for small businesses. It is a very tricky one, this, and I think even if we talk about localization solutions that are localized, there's a lot that needs to be done between different stakeholders to ensure that this is achievable for SMMEs to have data that is protected. There's one thing having cyber security infrastructure, the cyber infrastructure that we're talking about today, but can they really afford the most important layer in the economy, can really afford? Current cybersecurity efforts, we're looking at challenges that we have, and I'm going to jump all the others where different countries have highlighted that they've got national strategies. We're looking at fragmentation of efforts between sectors and limited inclusion of non-IT sectors in planning and implementation. And this is prevalent, especially in South Africa. We've got experience dealing with different sectors and empowering and disseminating information in the sectors. This is a very tricky space where, companies that are not in the IT space, especially with digital space, they feel that they're less threatened than the ones that are in the digital space. For whatever reason, I don't know. Research foundation for the secure data centric model. A systematic review of over 50 reports highlighted a lack of integrated stakeholder collaboration in the existing models. Input from the PICTA 2024 Cybersecurity 4D conference emphasized the importance of affordability and accessibility for SMMEs. We've had a conference, I think, sometime end of August, and we've got an outcomes document that can be shared if people are interested. But it's going to be uploaded into our website in another week or two. Key research questions that I'm going to leave because we don't have time to cover a lot of things. Main question is, how can a secure data-centric model for SMMEs across Africa be designed through stakeholder engagement? Sub-question, who are the essential stakeholders in cybersecurity for SMMEs? What specific challenges and resource gaps exist? How can a collaborative framework be developed for sustainable implementation? I'll take questions on these ones after the presentation, and we'll try and cover them. A secure data-centric model overview, we are saying key components that are critical. Secure data practices, we're talking about encryption, we're talking about access control and compliance frameworks. Stakeholder engagement, we're looking at inclusion of government, industry, academia, and civil society. We're looking at affordability. Solutions tailored to the financial constraints of SMMEs is very important. And I think this one, if we look at it and say in the rest of Africa, we need to be able to localize through our innovation measures that can be done and driven from CSIR and related entities, so that we've got localized solutions that are tailor-made for entities that exist in especially rural and underserviced areas. Scalability, flexible frameworks, adaptable to business growth. And this can only be achieved in my experience if we localize the solutions and be able to tailor-make them for different SMMEs in different areas. And this is, we're dealing with SMMEs that are formalized here. There's a lot of informal sector that is privy that are facing hacking and all type of cybercrime. And these are the type of things that we need to look at as locals, as Africans, for African solutions. Collaborative stakeholder model. We're looking at government, policy, and funding and infrastructure, industry, affordable tools and technical support, academia, research and training, civil society, advocacy, and community engagement. We've got PICTA playing in this space, especially in the civil society, and we think and believe that with all the stakeholders collaborating, we face a better future. These are collaborative stakeholder models that for the stakeholder model, centric model. We're looking at government, cybersecurity, having a key in the middle, cybersecurity regulations and policies. We know that we've got the framework in South Africa, we've got the strategy that is being finalized in South Africa, and few in some other African countries, but South Africa is leading. Members of civil society, legal practitioners, academics, and law enforcement, as you can see. Features of the secure data-centric model: accessibility, adaptable for rural and underserviced areas. These are areas that needs a special focus from all related stakeholders, and this is not only South Africa, this is the rest of Africa, as the study looks at Africa. Affordability, cost-effective tools for small businesses. Scalability, I've covered these, can grow with business needs. Integration, being very important, combines technology, policy, and training efforts. There's a lot of training that needs to happen for SMMEs, and the affordability is critical. Government role in cybersecurity for SMMEs, we've covered these: policy development, funding, infrastructure, awareness, and campaigns. Awareness and campaigns must not only happen in October, it must be right through. We need to have a culture of cybersecurity in our country and the rest of Africa to make sure that we are protected. Industry, I'm going to speed this through up: provide affordable and scalable, I've covered. offer training program for SMMEs to build capacity. The partners that are critical, and I've covered this, governments, civil society organizations for outreach. These are very important. SMMEs in rural areas that I would deal with in different countries, they never receive any training or support, especially in the underserviced areas. There's no outreach. So outreach needs to be happen. Collaboration, innovative solutions tailored for Africa markets. This is an important thing for the Africa we want, all of us. Academia, these are our partners as PACTA, and I think this is, we need only not have academia as an academia, we need to create, like all other continents, center of excellence, use academic platform as a center of excellence, and they need to come on board. I think CSIR is supposed to stand on its own, Dr. Moore, and excellent, success. Civil society, advocate for digital literacy, develop training programs and certificates, bridge the gap between SMEs and policymakers. It's very important under civil society. I'm just about to finish, Prof. Costs, addressing the prohibitive cost of advanced tools. I've covered that. Infrastructure gaps, expanding access to reliable internet and electricity. Someone mentioned about load shedding. I hope and pray that it's gone forever. Skill shortage, upskilling SME owners and employees. This is an ongoing, and we as PACTA, and I know a few other civil society organizations are offering training to SMMEs. But one thing that I must highlight to you, SMMEs would rather prefer to go chase deals than go to sit for 2 or 3 days and receive training. That's another trick. It goes back to socialization and everything being part of culture. Resistance to change, building trust and demonstrating the value of cybersecurity in this space. Benefits of secure data-centric model, enhanced data security for SMMEs, increased trust in digital transactions, opportunities for SMEs to participate in the global economy, empowerment of rural and underserviced areas through secure digital transformation. One of the very interesting things on the data side for CSIR and related in private sector, non-profit organizations from Microsoft, they get access to Azure, they get access to technologies at no cost, right? SMEs, it's about time that we give them the infrastructure, especially that DRISA has. We need to find a very cost-effective, affordable space for SMEs to save their data, because most of the data sit on their laptops. If the laptop is gone, the data is gone, it starts from zero. Conclusion and next steps. If we have to recap, a secure data-centric model addresses the unique challenges faced by African SMMEs. Call for action, governments, industry, academia, civil society must collaborate. Collaboration, collaborative partnership is the key for us to go forward in our continent. Invest in creating a scalable, inclusive cybersecurity ecosystem. We can all try to make this a possibility and an achievable goal. Thank you for your attention. I apologize to rush because I've got 20 minutes.
You don't need 35, you only managed to, you still have some time, so you did very well in keeping the time. Thank you. Thank you very much for the presentation. I will still take questions at the end. Is Zaza in? No. Oh, okay. Because, yeah, I was. We don't have him, right? He's not. Okay. So our next presenter, it's not him. We skip, okay. No. We don't say, okay. No, I think then we can take a round of questions. If there are any questions to the presenters of this session, can we take a few questions? If there are questions. Questions?
If there are no questions, I suggest we skip and go to the next presenter.
Next. But
If you don't mind. Yeah.
So we go to the next presenter, right? Okay.
Have you loaded your presentations? You haven't submitted.
I sent it to you. I did send it to you, but I can use my laptop. Yes.
Yeah, let's just do that. Because your presentation was after lunch. I mean, after break. You can
Yeah, let's bring your device. So, use your device.
He's going to use his.
Maybe let's just confirm the presenters.